Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy when it's sick of me. I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through transparency. Heard their self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. Add first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Flow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business, starter fees. Street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? I already know what's from your brother Virgil Berry, aka Staff with the Facts, and we here, man.
How you doing? I'm coming to you with a hot,
We're about to get
juicy,
straight to it.
sensual message on back.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it, and you know we're gonna do it like we used to it. We gotta have this discussion tonight, have a good conversation. Is
Guarantee.
why is sexual behavior so prominent in Latin culture? We definitely gonna talk about it.
Got me seeing so clear.
You know, about your page, clear on your
Put
social
your boy
engineering.
shit.
I'm gonna put a question in the poll too, Paul. Let's go, man. Put your interest, man. Hit that like button.
This is the
Boogie
clue.
Major.
We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Sporting. Ball looking for the fall-in, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in, while you all talking. We smoking and coughing, till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office, yeah, it is that bullshit. Kill him in vain is vanity. Yeah. Do it again, it's insanity. Yeah. Nauseous a real vigilante. Yeah. Killing these kids is plan B. Yeah. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze. Yeah. Blowing on leaves in these planted trees. Okay. Don't break the code, that's family. Okay. We cutting off legs like amputees. My flow was classic, antique. Yeah. Freaking the beat is it Japanese. Yeah. Ever our cook is a masterpiece. Yeah. When money talkers, we Guapanese. Okay. Fire and flame mixed with gasoline. Pass to my sons, that's a legacy. Study the gang, now they testing me. Yeah. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Beat them so bad, make them retreat. Yeah. All of these gems you can retweet. Yeah. Play with your boys on repeat. You pay the price with your receipt. Yeah. Below $1 million, flipping it. Okay. Everyday noise get sickening. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Turning these good girls to villains. Lyrics is sick. Butcher shit. E&E clip what we represent. Put it on wax like a candlestick. We moving units and measurements. Cooking it up in the lab. We just performing experiments. Since I'm the bomb atomic, these rappers out of my
We on the
element.
rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Sporting. Ball looking for the fall-in, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in, while you all talking. We smoking and coughing, till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga. Perfected my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a go. The guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the Clippers. You know I'm a choke. Only exotic when blowing the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Sick throwing lobs. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick, and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went off a 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money, Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom, to try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk, let me lock in, show these niggas what I do. Axe Rain, I'll be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit, we the best, yes, true. This the guarantee, nigga, this is what I do.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother Dawson. Shout out to my brother Glitch the Guarantee. E&E every day, all day, no days off. Shout out to my brother King L. Shout out to my brother Top B, my brother Rain Man, my brother John B. You understand me? Yeah. We here, man. We here, and we are here. Do you understand what it is I'm saying, man? We here, man. Right? And I'm sorry because my glasses literally just broke on me. I don't even know. You know, that was real sturdy all up until this just happened just now. Right? But yeah, though, you already know that this is your brother Virgil Beard, aka Stats with the Facts. And y'all know y'all tapped in and tuned in to another episode of A Real Talk Podcast. You know what I'm talking about? And we here, man. How everybody doing on this beautiful evening? You know what I'm saying? We all woke up earlier today. We've been awake ever since. It's a beautiful thing. We already won. We already got the victory and the glory. All praises be to the Most High, you dig? Yeah, man. Yeah. How you doing out there today, man? Now, this show right here tonight, y'all, we're going to get to it, right? Because let me tell y'all something, man. All right? Now, mind y'all, I've been to the joint, right? So let's not get this twisted or nothing, right? Let me pull. Hold on. Let me just say this real quick. let's not get this twisted or nothing, right? You feel me? And I say that to say, not to be bragging about being in the joint, because ain't nothing cool about being in the joint, right? I'll tell y'all that all the time. I'm going to continue to tell y'all that. Nothing cool about being in the joint, right? Nothing cool whatsoever. But what I will say is that I got to be honest that, and I will be lying if I said that sexual deviancy amongst us FBA men in a joint is non-existent, because I will be lying to y'all, right? It's definitely present. It's definitely there. You got a lot of weird ass dudes. You got a lot of freaky dudes, creepy dudes. Yes, right? But even with that being said, the ratio to black male sex offenders versus white male sex offenders. Now I'm just speaking about in Ohio. I can't really speak on nowhere else. It's like night and day. And I've been out of the joint for like 9 years now, so I would imagine that the Ohio prison system is filled with illegals now. I wouldn't be surprised, because they would start to come in very heavy right when I was coming home and right when I got locked up too. So I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all this to say that even though proportionately, statistically, number-wise, us black men amongst us, there are some creepy, freaky, weird type guys. I was locked up with some of these guys. I can and will admit that. But it's not the majority, nowhere near. And the fact that we, and I mean us foundational Black American men, the fact that we get, or trying to get depicted as the face of not only sexual deviancy, but sexual molestation and sexual assault, specifically against females, I'm going to speak out against that, because it's unproportionately not true. When indeed, these guys, specifically within the past 3 to 5 years, they're the face of sexual deviancy, sexual assault, right? And when I say they, I'm talking about these illegals, even more so than white boys. And when I say that, I'm talking about talked about publicly. I'm talking about in the news. I'm talking about public platforms like YouTube, right? And given the situation with the illegal immigration, you know what I'm saying, we're going to see more of this until, or should I say we're going to see more? We're going to start seeing the remnants of this fade off as Trump's deportation agenda, deportation scheme, if you would, his deportation, wanes down. Because as of right now, Trump is doing the damn thing with the deportation, getting their asses up out of here, Jack. Exactly what he's supposed to be doing, right? Now, let me pull this up on the screen for y'all, man. OG, what's happening, man? Shout out to my man, XL Pro. You did. My brother OG in the building, the young OG. Right? Man, look at this, man. The nerve of the media trying to paint us as the face of sexual deviancy. Right? The nerve. Right? Like the nerve. The nerve, the nerve, the nerve. Right? I mean, case after case after case, right? Case after case after case. We can go on and on and on, right? But the fact that we're trying to be made the face, and I mean us foundational Black American men, the fact that we're trying to be made the face of sexual deviancy and all this mess is crazy, right? And like I said, there are some creeps. There are some super freaky, creepy ass niggas amongst us. I mean, I will be the first to admit that. Like I said, I was locked up with a few myself. But nowhere near as much as these guys. And I mean these illegals. It don't matter where they're from. Mostly Venezuela, right? Mexico. You know what I'm saying? These guys are the absolute most sexual deviant people probably in the Western Hemisphere, which leads me to understand or leads me to think and believe that this behavior is something that's accepted in their culture to some degree, some extent. Now, I'm not saying that sexual deviant behavior is something that is accepted widely open in Central and Southern American society and culture. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying that it is, to an extent, in some areas, the whole entirety of Central, no, absolutely not. But it does seem very prominent. It does seem like it goes on all over Central and South America. These guys come up here illegally, crossing the border, with the intentions of getting benefits, finding work. Some of them are smuggling drugs for the cartels. Some of them just got released or even escaped from a prison or an institution or some type of mental health facility, insane asylum. And the leaders of these countries just open up the gates and let these guys out, knowing they're going to all come up here. Probably telling them they'll accept you in America. Lots of these guys are such sexual deviants and such menaces in the country where they come from, their countries don't even want them back. Like all these Trinidad Aragua dudes who sit up here doing all this crazy mess, running up in apartment complexes and stuff. Y'all see where they trying that stuff at now, right? Now, that's not me, like, you know, on no tough guy shit. I'm just saying. They ain't even doing that in California. But they doing other stuff in California. So, I'm just saying, man, you know, we got to point this out, and we got to make it clear as we are being made to be the poster child face of sexual deviancy in America. We cannot allow that to happen when we have stuff like this. There ain't no legislation being passed behind foundational Black American men, right? Being so out of control with their sexual deviancy that they got to make up laws specifically to protect people from, or women specifically, from our brand type of sexual deviancy. You know, that's crazy, if you ask me. That's absolutely insane. So I'm going to open up the panel at the hour mark of the show. We're going to open up the panel. And if any of you Latinos is tapping in and got something to say, you're more than welcome to pull up. Right? This is an open panel show over here with unbiased, non-biased. We're going to keep it fair across the board. Right? But with that being said, it seems to me that illegal immigrants, not even Latinos, right? But all Latinos, but specifically Latin illegal immigrants, because Africans ain't doing this in large numbers enough to be noticeable. Europeans ain't doing this. Asians not doing this. It is only the Latino from Central South America. It is only y'all who is doing this stuff in America as y'all illegally cross our border. It is y'all the reason why we have Lakin's Law. Rest in the essence to young Lake and Riley. And although her physical presence can't be replaced, her family and the community as a whole and us as a country, we got some type of peace, some type of justice with this legislation. Hopefully we won't have to enforce this legislation in the next year because our president, Donald Trump, is definitely keeping the promises that he made, and he is getting rid of these illegals. Thank you, Donald Trump and your administration. And I didn't even vote for Trump. Wasn't going to. Didn't plan on it. But I am happy that he's getting the illegals out of here, though. Right? And he need to continue what he got going on. Get them all out of here. All of them. All of them. If you are in our country illegally, you got to go. If you are the product of two illegal immigrants having sex before they came here or having sex when they got here, then you were birthed as a result. You need to get your ass out of here too. Birthright citizenship was specifically designed for us, meaning the descendants of slaves, specifically Black slaves. Trump even said it himself, and anybody who is a constitutional scholar, any knowledge of it, knows exactly what that legislation was saying, or that part of the Constitution was saying when it was talking about birthright citizenship. It was not talking about illegal immigrants. Because contrary to popular opinion during those days, most of us weren't even slaves. Most of us were indentured servants or employees, which is why we need our reparations, because y'all owe down. Reparations isn't something that we're begging for as in a handout. Reparations isn't some charity or some sympathy we want from the U.S. government for going through slavery. No, reparations, and I think a lot of y'all need to look up what the term reparations mean, right? And it's definitely reparations because in many ways we have been broken, right? And y'all owe down, and we want what's ours, flat out, right? Reparations basically is money owed, right, to somebody for exploiting them and profiting from them and not cutting them in on it. So the reparations from that would be what you owe as tentatively accumulated over a span of time, as what we had with us. The U.S. government is in debt, might as well say $30 trillion. Who you think most of that debt is owed to? It ain't China. I'm gonna tell you who it ain't owed to. Most of it ain't owed to no China. Right? Give us our money. Right? When we start filing in this mouth. Right? Real stuff though, man. Y'all ain't about to sit up here and try to make us the face of sexual deviancy. Statistically, it's not true. Statistically, it's not true. Right? And I'm not even gonna pull up the stats. Y'all can do that yourself, man. When it comes to sexual deviant behavior reported, Black men in America, foundational Black American men, we on the list, but we ain't at the top of the list. And that's a fact. Don't let nobody ever try to fool you about that. Right? Now look at these guys, man. These guys are the face of sexual deviancy in America and have been for quite some time. You can go all over the internet and you're going to see story after story after story after story, right? After story of these illegal immigrants committing this heinous sexual crimes, right? And as I use for the thumbnail, I use Lakin as a thumbnail with old boy next to her because as a result of so much of this happening in the past few years, with story after story after story of illegal immigrants from Venezuela, Costa Rica, Mexico, all over Central and South America, committing the most heinous crimes, shooting at cops on the subway in New York, beefing with the brethren up there in Chicago, snatching ladies' purses in New York, running up in apartment complexes in Denver, or should I say Aurora, Colorado, running up on our brethren and sister in New York, and I think was it Long Island or Queens or somewhere like that, where they ran up on dude in this chick in the apartment and killed the old boy and this girl. All these different stories we got of these illegal immigrants sexually violating our women. I think they just had to. Oh no, that's somebody else. That's one of the white boys that killed one of our chicks. But yeah, y'all. These Latinos, these illegal immigrant Latinos coming over here, sexually violating our women, then offing them. These dudes that get caught up, they let them right back out just to do the same crazy stuff again, man. And it's over with. Right? We got a new sheriff in town. He ain't going for it, man. Right? It ain't happening. Right? Rest in the essence to Lake and Riley, man. Right? Yeah. Right?
Is this some kind of deterrent? Learned here that the Lake and Riley Act has just passed with bipartisan support, a vote of 263 to 156, which leaves 46 House Democrats breaking rank here on that. So clearly, I think Mary Alice Parks, when we think about a show of support here, reaching across the aisle, this will be the first act that he passes here. And Mary Alice, he had to do it with Democratic support.
Yeah, the margins are so thin in the House. He would need Democrats on board for almost every piece of legislation. But in this case, sort of comfortable margin. Look, this is a big win for the new administration, for Trump to make good on a promise. He focused so much of his campaign on the border, on undocumented immigrants. And this speaks not only to that, but I'm thinking about the name in particular, the Lake and Riley Act. Of course, on the campaign trail, President Trump talked about Lake and Riley so often. Her gruesome death and murder, talked about people that had been the victims of crimes that he talked about perpetrated by undocumented immigrants. You know, this is a controversial bill. I will say, though, it calls for the detention of undocumented immigrants accused of either of smaller crimes like theft without due process. So it's an expensive bill. A lot of immigration officials talking about how it will cost billions of dollars to indefinitely detain people that are just accused of crimes, not convicted of crimes. But of course, it's trying trying to get at essentially a loophole where some undocumented immigrants have been accused of crimes in the past, but have not been sort of adjudicated fully. And in the case of Laken Riley, where someone was back sort of out on the streets and then committed a crime, Kina.
And we know that ICE has said,
and as it should be, right? As it should be. It doesn't matter what you possibly could be in trouble for. You ain't necessarily have to commit a sexual violation act. The fact that you are in our country illegally makes you a criminal, which makes you suspect. So yeah, if you here illegally, you don't get no say so. It ain't no exoneration or no investigation to see if you are. No, you're here illegally. Go to Guantanamo, and then they'll figure out if you is a extensive criminal or not. Either way it go, we don't want to take the risk. Y'all need to understand, illegals, when y'all cross our border illegally, you are therefore a criminal, a federal criminal at that. You are not subject to any rights as a U.S. citizen. You forfeited that when you illegally crossed our borders, much like if I was to illegally cross the border into Mexico and I got caught up on any type of bullshit with the police, they's going to motherfucking book my black ass. They're not going to give me free housing. They're not going to give me food stamps and money and medical and interest-free loans. They're going to lock my black ass up. That's what they're going to do. Right? So y'all got to relax with all of this stuff, man. For real, man. Relax, relax, relax. You know? Rest in the essence to Laken Riley, man. I'm convinced, right? And I got an idea of why, a few ideas of why it is prominent in y'all's culture, in y'all's countries of origin, where y'all come from. I know where it comes from. It comes from the same place it comes from in my culture. Right? It ain't no mystery. It's just that in Central and South America, the governments are mostly all corrupt, which means the prison system, the correction systems is just, they're food, right? They're done. Very dangerous, I probably would imagine too. I remember watching a documentary some years ago about being locked up in Mexico. You must around get locked up in Mexico and get shot in the joint, man. These got pistols in the joint in Mexico. Right? For real, man. Tighten up, man. Let's go.
They are a little bit concerned about having the resources to actually implement this law, and they're concerned about the cost of that as well. So we'll have to watch that moving forward. But we also, Maria, are getting some new information here as well about the troop surge that we may see here at the southern border that the president has authorized. What's the latest there?
You know, Kana, information is trickling out as to where these troops may go. We're still trying to get confirmation of that, but we do know that as of today, they will be sending troops to the border. I can tell you, we met with El Paso City leaders earlier today. They tell us, one, they don't need the troops. They don't want the troops. They feel like this is a very safe border community. But two, they said that they've been having constant communication, constant conversations with their allies in the federal government and checking with them to see if this might be a place for where those troops could go. As of right now, they are getting no indication that the troops will end up here along the Texas border, especially in the El Paso area. But I just want to show you very quickly, Kana, take a quick look around us. You can see this right here. This is the bridge that actually takes you all the way into Mexico. It is one of the legal ports of entry we talk a lot about. And then obviously you can see flow of traffic is business as usual. This is a normal day. You know, leaders here in this community want to make very clear that things are calm here. And although there is fears in the community, this is a very safe city.
Right, so the question here of what will they actually be doing, right? Is this a show of force?
Man, we don't care if some areas is cool. when they're just having a bang out, when they just having a bang out with the cartels on the border, the Texas Mexico border. Trying to make it seem like it ain't what it is, man. We ain't going, man. Shut the borders down now. Right? The foreign pretty boy, what's good, man? He said, you know I was gonna tune in for this one. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about it, man. We gotta have a discussion. And I'm gonna open up the panel here in a second, man. I know some of y'all Latino dudes and chicks is tapping in, man. Why don't y'all come up, sit up here and defend this, man? I mean, we got story after story after story, right? After story after story of specifically illegals, right? Yeah, man, stories for days, man. Right? Y'all sit up here across the border illegally, come over here and commit the most heinous crimes. And then our crooked ass government sit up here, capture y'all, right? Catch and release, and let y'all right back out. Now, what is that saying to us, brethren and sisters, specifically my FBA brethren and sisters? What does that let us know about our government? Right? Or at least the previous regime anyway. Right? It's crazy, man. I just been sitting here over the past few years just watching this whole illegal immigration situation. And I mean, it's absolutely insane, man. I mean, it really is, man. It's crazy, man. Literally insane. Right? And it's been allowed to happen. That's what makes it ill, man. And try to chalk this stuff up as bad policy. Nah, man. Somebody gotta get held accountable for this, man. You know, this is we being invaded, like I say, man. We being invaded, man. Good thing Trump and them got up in there to slow the process down. You know, and get us prepared for phase 2. Right? Getting us prepared for the peach trees. You know, if y'all been tapping in with me, y'all know what I mean by that. Right? Let's go.
Down there, is this some kind of deterrence to be seen here? It sounds like we just have a lot of information, though, coming in at this hour also, Luke, about exactly how, state and local authorities will be partaking in this. And it sounds like the president doesn't want anything to do with people that aren't going to get on board here with his immigration plans.
Flat out.
Well, that's exactly right. And, a top Justice Department official this morning sent a memo to the workforce that basically said anybody who attempts to restrict or impede immigration authorities from doing their job could be subject to criminal prosecution. Emil Bove, who's the acting...
And as they should be. That is treason. That is treason. Thomas Jefferson blew a dude's kufi off on the White House lawn, man, for treason. Thomas Jefferson blew somebody's kufi off on the White House lawn for treason, man. Treason is punishable by death, according to the Constitution. Right? right? Tap in, walk, smash that like button. Let's go.
Attorney General at the time, he sent this memo, said, quote, federal law prohibits state and local actors from resisting, obstructing, and otherwise failing to comply with lawful immigration-related commands and requests. The U.S. Attorney's Office, in litigating components of the Department of Justice, shall investigate incidents involving any such misconduct for potential prosecution. So this is just one avenue. Of course, in the EOs that were signed on Monday, there was some talk about withholding DOJ funds. So this is all kind of on message for the president and this White House.
All right, and I do want to pass along here some reporting from our team at the Pentagon from the acting Secretary of Defense, who's saying they have essentially a three-pronged initiative here. They're talking about the troop surge that represents a 60% increase now in active duty ground forces. They'll be providing military aircraft to support deportation flights, as well as the construction of temporary and permanent physical barriers. So again, this is a lot of news coming in here fast and furious today in these executive actions. Mary Alice, Luke, and Maria, our thanks to all of you.
Yeah, man. As they should, man. They ain't playing no games with this stuff no more, man. Costing us all this money. These people coming over here committing all these crazy, man. Story after story, y'all. I mean, we can go all night, man.
With A-type.
We can go all night, story after story. I'm talking about we can literally be here all night. All right? I mean, we can be here all night. 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago. All right?
Before the sun is even up, federal immigration enforcement officers are gearing up for another round.
Well, I can show y'all this. I can pull this up. Just look at what I'm talking about, though, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Sharing your social engineering. I mean, we can we could literally be up here all night, bro. Like literally, we can be up here all night. Literally. Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe. I'm about to pull this up on the screen for y'all real quick.
Exemption for, pedophiles or rapists or murderers. It's a zero tolerance policy for working with us.
But Maryland's ICE director, Matthew Elliston, now pleading they'll make an exception for this man, 25-year-old Pedro Acevedo Ibarre, an undocumented immigrant accused of breaking into a Howard County woman's home in the middle of the night, abducting her at knife point, taking her to a wooded area, and raping her. He's since pled guilty to first-degree rape and kidnapping, both felony charges.
He's currently in jail. He was convicted of this crime. But as you know, Howard County will release him when his sentence is up. And he's going to be right back in the community where that victim lives. This is an opportunity to see past the politics, look at the public safety, and say, hey, you know what? I don't want this individual raping another one of my residents. It doesn't matter what the case is. There's no exemption for, pedophiles or rapists or murderers. It's a zero tolerance policy for working with us.
But Maryland's ICE director, Matthew Elliston, now pleading they'll make an exception for this man, 25-year-old Pedro Acevedo Ibarre, an undocumented immigrant.
We got literally hundreds of these cases, man. Literally. We can keep going.
We've always had this aspect. DUIs are very prevalent with some undocumented aliens coming up here, and crimes of violence do occur. This is the worst I've seen. This is one of the worst cases I've seen in 26 years. I think all states have a registry for sex offenders, but that can only apply to people up here legally that want to stay here legally, and it can only apply to citizens of the United States. When you have an illegal alien who's supposed to register as a sex offender, he's just not going to. We've always had this aspect. DUIs are very prevalent with some undocumented aliens coming up here, and crimes of violence do occur. This is the worst I've seen. This is one of the worst cases I've seen in 26 years. I think all states have a registry for sex offenders, but that can only apply to people up here legally that want to stay here legally, and it can only apply to citizens of the United States. When you have an illegal alien who's supposed to register as a sex offender, he's just not going to. We've always had this aspect. DUIs are very prevalent with some undocumented aliens coming up here, and crime.
All right.
Before the sun is even up, federal immigration enforcement officers are gearing up for another round of early morning arrests. Today's targets,
As close as you can, and then the rest of us are going to be out.
convicted on charges spanning from rape
First door to your right.
to child abuse. The accused non-citizens they're going after,
We will, only target the worst of the worst.
a clear reflection of the high priority Maryland ICE Director Matthew Elliston places on taking sexual predators off the streets.
Anyone who does this kind of crime is more than likely to do it again. ICE is here to make sure that people like that are not granted the opportunity to stay in this country.
Elston says that mission, combined with Maryland's historically lenient sanctuary policies, has turned a state thousands of miles from the southern border into the leading location for ICE sex offender arrests. Before the sun is even up, federal immigration enforcement officers are
Maryland is the capital in America, right? We can go back years for this, man. We can this is 3 weeks ago, man.
Arrest undocumented immigrants all across the country.
The Trump administration is ordering regional offices to pick up at least 75 people a day. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni is live outside the St. Paul ICE office in Fort Snelling. And Mike, so far they've arrested at least 3 child sex predators.
And the White House actually pointed out some of those arrests at a news conference the other day. St. Paul police, meanwhile, say they've been getting all kinds of calls about the immigration enforcement activity, and that's.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Let's box cleverly here now. My bad. Let's box cleverly here now. All right. All these dudes, man. Right?
When do you go?
before the sun.
Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page. Serious social engineer, man.
Well, right now, federal agents continue to track down and arrest undocumented immigrants all across the country.
The Trump administration is ordering regional offices to pick up at least 75 people a day. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni is live outside the St. Paul ICE office in Fort Snelling. And Mike, so far they've arrested at least 3 child sex predators.
And the White House actually pointed out some of those arrests at a news conference the other day. St. Paul police, meanwhile, say they've been getting all kinds of calls about the immigration enforcement activity in that city, but want to remind everyone that they have nothing to do with it.
ICE St. Paul has arrested a citizen of Honduras who was convicted of 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor.
Federal agents spent the past 2 weeks tracking down undocumented immigrants nationwide, focusing on those with criminal records first. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt highlighted some of the people agents in St. Paul picked up.
And ICE St. Paul also arrested a citizen of Mexico who was convicted of possessing pornographic material of a minor on a work computer.
They picked up Octavio Juarez Bonilla on Sunday. His record includes a conviction for possession of child pornography. 3 days earlier, they arrested Christopher Alexander Ramirez Oliva from Honduras. His past includes a conviction for criminal sexual conduct with a minor. They also picked up Jesus Baltazar Mendoza from Mexico. His rap sheet includes a conviction for assault of a child. The St. Paul field office is one of 25 nationwide. It covers 5 states, including Iowa, Nebraska, and the Dakotas. A quota of 75 arrests a day works out to 15 arrests per state. And we reached out to the St. Paul field office here for arrest numbers, but haven't heard back yet. We'll, of course, keep you posted. We're live in Fort Snelling. Mike Manzelli, Fox 9.
All right, Mike.
They ain't playing no games, man. Look, we can keep going, man. This is a thing, man. All right. We can keep going on and on and on, story after story.
He was convicted of rape 26 years ago and forced to register as a sex offender.
Decades later, a Nashville man says the registry unfairly put more restrictions on his life as lawmakers continue to make changes.
DOV.
Story after story, man.
After quitting Dick Sticks,
Border Patrol agents in Arizona have arrested a sex offender with ties to Grand Rapids.
They say he was found illegally crossing the border yesterday. Aaron Parsagian spoke with those agents. He's live in the newsroom tonight with the details. Aaron?
Yeah, Derek and Janice, 35-year-old Angel Rodas Herrera was arrested by Grand Rapids police back in 2016 and charged with sex crimes. He served a year in jail and was deported. Border Patrol agents say they picked him up yesterday trying to get back into the country. Angel Rodas Herrera is now in U.S. Border Patrol custody. Special Ops Supervisor Robert Bushell tells Fox 17 they found him among a group of 3 trying to get into America through a mountainous region near the border in Arizona.
Border Patrol agents on the ground got some surveillance information that there was a group in this rugged mountain area southwest of Tucson.
Herrera, a Guatemalan national, was taken into custody and agents ran his record. His rap sheet shows he was charged with a number of crimes that include domestic violence, assault, and criminal sexual conduct. He served a year in jail after being convicted of the latter and was deported as an aggravated felon.
We apprehended him trying to re-enter the United States. And of course, that is against the law. So currently, he's in our custody. He's facing federal immigration charges as well as federal criminal immigration charges as a aggravated felon attempting to re-enter the United States.
Bushell says Herrera is the 3rd violent felon they've picked up this week.
What happens on the border oftentimes affects a wide variety of people in the interior of the United States. And we can't say where this guy was headed, but we're happy that we were able to catch him at the border instead of him having an opportunity to commit more crimes like this in the United States.
Right.
Since Herrera was deported as an aggravated felon, if convicted, he could face up to 20 years in federal prison for trying to cross the border illegally. In the newsroom tonight, Aaron Parsagian, Fox 17 News.
All right. See? Story after story after story, man. It just keeps going and going and going. Right? Look at all these dudes, all Latinos, man. Central, South America. Right? This ain't us, man. This y'all. Right? I mean, this is just story after story, man. This stuff go back far too, man. Years. Right? This is wild, man. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, we got these Trinidad Aragua dudes, right?
Eight Venezuelans reportedly in the U.S. illegally for allegedly orchestrating a multi-state sex trafficking ring tied to the notorious Tren de Aragua gang. According to a federal indictment, these defendants lured women from South America with promises of jobs and a better life, only to force them into prostitution to pay off huge debts incurred during their illegal entry. Acting U.S. Attorney Robert McGuire explained that once the victims were far from home, they were bullied, intimidated, and even had their children and immigration documents taken to ensure compliance. The trafficking operation was allegedly spearheaded by a mother and son duo, Yilibeth del Carmen Rivero del Caldera and Clevier Danielle Mota Rivero, who used their connection to Tren de Aragua to threaten victims into repaying their debts through forced sex work. The indictment also charges Clevier with possessing a Glock 9mm pistol while knowing he was illegally in the U.S. Additionally, Caldera's 2 other adult sons were among the 8 arrested, with 5 apprehended in Tennessee and 3 in Texas. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director David B. Rausch vowed that law enforcement would not allow the Tren de Aragua gang or any criminal organization to establish a stronghold in the state. They are not going to be here. They will not be allowed to commit crime here. We will hunt these bad actors down, he stated, adding that every tool available under the law will be used to dismantle these violent criminals and hold them accountable for their actions.
For more stories just like these, be sure to subscribe to the New York Post right here on YouTube.
Man, like these stories are, or I'm talking about these stories are like the Legion, man.
It was a very unfestive New Year's Eve for some members of the notorious Tren de Aragua gang. Texas officials arresting 4 members of the violent group as they tried to cross into the United States illegally. And those individuals all have criminal history. News Nation correspondent Jorge Ventura joining us live.
Federal prosecutors have indicted 8 Venezuelans reportedly in the U.S. illegally for allegedly orchestrating a
I'm telling you, man.
A dangerous South American street gang, Tren de Aragua, has rapidly gained a foothold in New York City.
Right? All these different situations, man, with numerous different stories, man. Numerous stories.
2 United States senators claiming that federal officials placed young unaccompanied immigrants, that means children, in the homes of convicted criminals, and some of those criminals, sex traffickers and human smugglers. One of those senators, Texas Senator John Cornyn, goes on the record from the Capitol. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Greta. Good to be with you.
Nice to have you. So tell me, sir, what is it that you have found out about these kids who are streaming across our southern border into the United States? Where are they?
Well, as you know, there was a huge humanitarian crisis in 2014 when tens of thousands of these children came across, some with their parents, some unaccompanied, because they realized that there were no detention facilities available to hold them, so they would then be placed with sponsors here in the United States, many of whom were not citizens, many of whom were not relatives, but what we point out is that many of them have not been vetted properly for criminal background checks, and indeed
32-year-old previously convicted of indecency with a child in Dallas County, Henry Zelaya Flores was sentenced to 2 years in prison in 2016. He was deported from the United States in 2017. U.S. border agents say that they caught him illegally entering the United States from Mexico through the desert near Sells, Arizona. He now faces federal prosecution for re-entry immigration violations. Katie Johnston for CBS 11.
Man, listen, y'all. Right? This is a thing, man. I'm talking about we got story after story after story of young girls being sexually violated and then deleted, some of them, by these guys. They're running up in people's cribs, sexually violating women, jumping women on the street. And y'all got the nerve to try to make us the face of this stuff. Y'all got us messed up. We think y'all think we're gonna sit here and let y'all do that, man? When the evidence to prove otherwise is so blatant. You know? You know what I'm talking about? Now, anybody want to come up, man, y'all can come up. Listen. I want some of y'all Latinos that's listening from the clouds to hit that link. And y'all can sit up here and try to defend this shit, man. I want y'all to sit up here and explain to us, right? How is it or why is it? What are the things that contributes to such sexual deviancy being so prominent in y'all's culture? You know, when it comes to human trafficking, sexual deviancy, you know, it runs rampant in y'all's culture. It runs rampant in our culture too, but it runs way more rampant in y'all's culture than does ours. You know, we don't come to y'all's countries by the millions. You know, millions of American citizens who were once in insane asylums, mental health institutions, prisons. We're not being allowed to come out of prison and being shipped to y'all's countries. Talking about the worst of the worst of the worst criminals, sexual deviants, violators. You hear me? Killers, murderers, psychopaths, gang members. MS-13, Trinidad. That's not happening. Ain't no blood set in Mexico. Ain't no Crip set in Mexico. Ain't no GD set in Venezuela. You understand what I'm saying? We keep our ignorant gangbanging culture right here in our country. We don't try to export that shit nowhere else. Right? Like how y'all be doing, man. And think we about to sit up here and allow y'all to further taint our image in ways that it ain't even our fault. Like we ain't gonna say nothing. You know? Y'all got us messed up for real, man, Latinos, man. And y'all I don't hear none of y'all Latino so-called content creators speaking on any of this stuff. I don't never hear y'all dissecting or discussing any of this, addressing any of this. All right? Don't hear y'all or see y'all addressing this, man. You know? You know? I don't hear any of y'all addressing this. The former pretty boy, what's happening, man?
What's crack-a-lacking, fam? What's good?
Man, you already know, man. Sitting up here having this discussion about this topic right here, man. Let me just say this before I let my man, the former pretty boy, do his thing, man, right? Now, see, stuff like this really grinds my gears. I'm going to tell you why, right? Because like I said, in the media, we're being painted as the faces, poster child, representative of sexual deviancy in all his way. Look at the stuff that's going on with Sean Combs and others, right? Not to mention trying to throw us in with the criminal aspect on this level too, right? And clearly, like I said, don't get me wrong, you know. Like I said, I've been in the joint before, man. There's definitely those amongst us who are sexual deviant. I've been in prison with them. I know they exist, but in comparison to the specific and especially white people, but now I'm sure these Latinos is probably flooding the criminal, the prison system now. I'm pretty sure they are now. I would be safe to say that it's probably the Latino population that is most prominent among us, as we've seen in the media. So my thing is this right here. Why don't none of you, or why are none of you so-called Latino, La Raza, whatever y'all want to call yourself, content creators, why don't y'all ever speak on this stuff? Oh, and I watch y'all's content, trust me. I'm a true, proper journalist. I do my due diligence. I ain't gonna say none of y'all's names, because y'all names ain't worth mentioning, all right? But I watched enough so-called Latino content creators to see that y'all don't speak on this stuff ever. Y'all don't never touch on this stuff. And I want to pass it to my brother, the former pretty boy.
Yeah, man. It's like they're freaking perverts.
Right.
It's like it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, like, it's just getting a spotlight now. But they've been doing this for years, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they be getting away with it. And I could only really speak on the California penal system because, contrary to what people think, it's majority of them in prison over us because it's more of them than us, anyways. So, and most of them is like they're the ones that are in prison for those kind of acts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like it's more of them in those acts, and most of the kind of the fruity stuff that goes on, I can only speak on my time. You know what I'm saying? It was them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't us. It was them doing all that fruity stuff. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? Ours was catching phase. Theirs was, you know what I'm saying, trying to unalive each other and take cake. You know what I'm saying?
On some American meat, blood in, blood out type of shit.
Yeah, and that's them. That's a real actual, you know what I'm saying, of their type of lifestyle behind the wall compared to ours. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's
hold on for a second, bro. Hold on for a second. Let me address this Daniel Valencia guy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me address this, brother. Daniel Valencia says sexual deviance in every country of the world. That's why there's sex trafficking and sex tourism in many parts of the world. Okay, we know that, Daniel Valencia. That goes
you already
without
said
saying,
that,
bro. Right?
That was already said.
We know that. What we're saying is that it seems to be very prominent amongst y'all's culture, specifically from Central and South America, specifically Venezuela. That's what we're talking about. We're very specific on what we're talking about.
Yeah, so like, you know, all right, let me address something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you guys are okay with pedophilia because it starts with the quinceañera. Why do you even have that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you even have that? We don't have anything like that where it's like it's her time. She's ripened for the picking. Bro, stop it. You know what I'm saying? That type of perversion runs rampant within your culture, and you need to be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? You need to really be honest about that. See, that's the whole thing. That's why they be calling y'all Latinos, because you guys don't want to be truthful and honest about your deviance. because we are honest about ours. You know what I'm saying? Our sexy reds and our gang banging, we're truthful about that. You know what I'm saying? We are truthful, but you're not truthful about the fact that you guys are out here molesting little girls. You know what I'm saying? On a massive scale. It's not just like a few. And this is what's so sick. That's what even makes it worse. How am I going to come into your house and tear up your stuff and then expect some type of leniency? You know what I'm saying? You're just like that makes no sense. It's your, and then they say, well, Americans, U.S. citizens commit the majority of the crime. Well, yeah, because it's my house. I have the right to tear up my own stuff. I'm saying because I live here, not that I have the right to be a criminal, but I'm saying this is my house. I'm not going to go to your country and commit crimes. You know what I'm saying? Go to your house and tear your house fairly. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You should be treated fairly. You should be taken out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you one thing. I lived in Australia for about 8 years, right? And there was a story. There was an American soldier that actually was in Australia. Australia don't have the death penalty, right? Real talk. This really happened. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the death penalty. You know, you just go to prison for the rest of your life, right? American soldier went over there, was unaliving women, taking them down. He got caught. They were like, check this out. America was like, check this out. No, we want you to extradite him back. And Australia was like, nope, we're not extraditing him back. And he died there. You know what I'm saying? They let him have it. They went ahead and put him to death. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact is you don't come to our country and harm our women, period. You know what I'm saying? Or our children. That's the ultimate disrespect. And you need to be put down for that. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate disrespect, coming over here, unaliving our women, unaliving our children, and then at the same time waving your flag and saying how great your country is. You know what I'm saying? That's just disrespect and just spitting in our faces. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, America needs to do what they do to me personally. I think it's so far beyond corruption in the south of that border. Cartels running the government, all up in the government, all up in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need, and they've been named as terrorists right now, right? What do we do to terrorists? You know what I'm saying? What did we do to Afghanistan? What did we do to Iraq? It's time, bruh. It's time for us to take it there. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, we do all this cleaning up of, you know what I'm saying, and sending these people back home. It's not going to stop at that. And you got to be fooled to think it's going to stop at that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to continue because the cartels want their grip. They want their money. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to come for their money. So it's time for us to handle business like we do as a nation previously with terrorists and how we dealt with terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Clean them out, get rid of them, and put in a whole new regime of our own like we did in so many different nations around this country. It's time to do it south of that border. You know what I'm saying? That's what I personally feel. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Americans feel the same way. A lot of people in this country feel exactly the same way, to clean them out. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and colonize it. You know what I'm saying? We gave you $15 million for it. You spent it up, smoked it up, shot it up. And so now, you know what I'm saying? And now you want to come back. You know what I'm saying? That's like what Red was saying today. You know what I'm saying? I sell you a car. You don't want the car. She all junky. You done tore her up. And you sell me the car, and I'll fix it up, put some things on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll fix it up and put some hump in that mug. You know what I'm saying? Candy paint it out. And now you talking about you want it back, that you want to drive it now. That's not how it works. You sell something, you know what I'm saying? If you really wanted it, you really wanted the country, you would have stayed and fought for it. But nah, you decided to make a deal. You know what I'm saying? When we went to war with you guys over it, you know what I'm saying? Instead, you guys said, nah, here we go. We came to the table and said, look, we're going to give you $15 million. If you guys really cared about it, you would have said, nah, man, we ain't going out like that, player. We got to handle this. We're going to fight till it's done with. But y'all did it. Y'all took the money. You know what I'm saying? So you took the money. So now it's here. Now it's changed. Now it's flossy. Now you're talking about what it used to be. It's not that no more, player. You know what I'm saying? So stay in your place, fix your place up. You know what I'm saying? And all this human trafficking, you and I both know us as real players, you know what I'm saying, out here. You know, some of that is not human trafficking. It's some of these women over here coming selling that thing. You know what I'm saying? They selling that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Massively selling that box that
they over here selling that thing. You know what I'm saying? They selling that thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's considered human trafficking, right? You know what I'm saying? If you get caught pimping and pandering now, it's considered human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They could, you know, you could have, you know what I'm saying? You could have a little thing on the block and she doing it for you. You know what I'm saying? She get popped. Who's your pimp? Human trafficking. Even though she's willingly doing it. So don't play. So they can't play that game. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole culture of degenerates, the females and males. That's why a few years ago, you guys were throwing your babies over a fence, over that 20-foot fence. You guys were throwing you know why? Because you didn't care. You know what I'm saying? You were really ready to sell off your children for some change, for some cheddar. You know what I'm saying? You take out, is like the common thing is for you to stick up for the La Raza, to stick up for the gang, right? You know what I'm saying? The gang comes first, right? You know what I'm saying? They disrespect the gang, what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's family members or not. They getting taken out for the gang, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, same way, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody trying to defend this behavior, you're sick in the head. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You're sick in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, hey Daniel Valencia, won't you hit the link and come on up here and join the conversation, man, and spit your game and talk your shit, man. You know, you're more than welcome to. You know, the link is open. It's in the comment section. Matter of fact, I'm about to drop it again. You know what I'm saying? You can relax with all this stuff, man. This is what I say about a lot of y'all guys on YouTube, man. Listen, everything you're saying, Daniel, listen, let me tell y'all something, man. All right? When y'all come over here to A Real Talk Podcast, right? You're dealing with a guy who's very well researched, learned, and studied in just about everything. Now, I'm only smart enough to know how much I don't know. But when it comes to most things, you know, we're already aware of it over here. We are a pretty collective group of very intelligent, well-learned, study-versed guys. So we don't need nobody come up in here doing what you're doing right now, Daniel Valencia. You know, you kind of preaching to the choir, right? And no, La Raza doesn't mean white. That's absolutely not what it means, right? At all. But, you know, you're more than welcome to hit the link and come on up, you know what I'm saying, instead of sitting up there trying to give lessons in the comment section like we don't know what you're talking about, like you putting us up on game, you know. But yeah, the foreign people, that's what I want to ask you for real, because, you know what I'm saying, you out there on the West, man. Now, on the West Coast, is this sexual deviancy prominent amongst the Latinos and that are actual citizens? If you can speak to that to any extent or length.
Oh, what'd you say? Sorry, Bird. What'd you say?
No, you good, bro. You good, bro. I was asking, like, is this behavior even prominent amongst the actual legal citizens that are Latino descent? The so-called SAs, Sureños.
Okay, from my experience, I could tell you one. I could give you a story, right? So I used to work in this facility, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, called In-Shape Health Facilities, right? In California, they have multiple gyms throughout California. So I was a district manager of those gyms at one point in time, and I had my office. And so, like, one of the gyms I used to always go and visit and sit in, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of hella cool with the staff, you know what I'm saying? We were real close. Everybody was real close. So there was this one girl who used to come in there, who used to work there. Her name was Crystal. Okay. And so she had this cousin, her name was Jasmine, right? she was Jasmine. I found out later that Jasmine was like 11 years old, right? But when you look at her, you wouldn't think that she was 11 years old. You would think she was like at least a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So like, but it was a trip because she used to always come in there, come in my office, and chop it up. They were always her and Crystal, because it was her cousin. You know what I'm saying? I just thought, oh, they come in my office and chop it up, and during lunchtime and stuff like that. So we just be chopping it up, talking, spitting, whatever. And then I was like, man, how old is your cousin? You know what I'm saying? She used to come in with a little baby. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was like, how old is your cousin? She's like, my cousin's like 12. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, really? I was like, she got a baby? Yeah. So after I started to get to know Jasmine, just talking to her and stuff like that, her dude, who was her baby father, was 25 years old, bro. And they all knew it. The family knew it. They were cool with it. You know what I'm saying? They let it happen. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, he, Mar, he's about to cheat on me. I know. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? You're a child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Your parents, yeah, my parents, and my parents know, everybody knows, And see, I didn't understand that, I couldn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Perfectly legal, perfectly people, they probably like, I think they were like, probably like second, third generation here, but they were like, okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Pops wasn't tripping or nothing. They even invited me to some family functions, all up in there, 11-year-old or 12 years old child with a baby with a dude who was banging her out at 25. You know what I'm saying? So if that's not degeneracy, I don't know what is, bro. So
that's about as degenerate as it gets, man. That's pretty crazy, man. Oh man,
and that's
up
real.
Here, hit that link and come on up here because you can give us a perspective from Chicago because y'all got a nice little population out there too. If you can, go ahead before people. My fault, bro.
And like there's a few situations like that. I in fact, like my old landlord, she was from Honduras. You know what I'm saying? So they used to always have like mad parties at their house. You know what I'm saying? At their house they would have mad parties. They invite all the the locals would be up in there, all the Latino locals and stuff like that. Come a party with them. She had a lot of family members and stuff like that. So trip on this. She was over here illegally. So she came here illegally. She had 3 different children by 3 different baby fathers. You know what I'm saying? And was about that. And, right before I moved out of there, she was about to have another one by a different baby father. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is that her own family members, you know what I'm saying? I got to know some of them, you know what I'm saying? But some of her own family members, like the male ones, they get faded and get drunk and do stuff, and they be smashing her. You know what I'm saying? And it was no. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, it wasn't even like, it wasn't even like, kept under the behind the scenes or nothing.
Right.
And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and another story, I know like this one chick, her actual husband left her for his cousin. So and if anybody knows and is amongst those communities, they know they got little secrets like that. You know what I'm saying? They know it. You know what I'm saying? But they'll lie about it. You know what I'm saying? Especially now they're being put on blast and the spotlight is on them. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me when these illegals come over here. It's illegal, fresh over here, and they think that it's okay to be that way and then be like, smashing on little girls and stuff because they know that they do that back home, and very very minimum of any, if any, know what I'm saying, punishment at all.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of them know that. They know that. You know what I'm saying? It's real. You know what I'm saying? But they don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Now what they'll be like, well, what about you guys? Well, what are you guys? It's like, nah. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing nothing like that. I ain't never met. I ain't never my whole life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And people in our culture doing things like that. I ain't never met nobody from my family or nobody that's like, I'm leaving my wife.
To be fair,
I'm leaving my.
Right? To be fair,
I'm leaving my.
right?
Wait, hold on. I'm leaving my wife for my cousin. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, that's wild, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. And I introduce you to the woman and everything.
We're not going to. This is what we're not going to do, though. We keep it 100 over here, man. We're not going to act like sexual deviancy isn't rampant in our culture, because I mean it is, but not to the extent it is y'all's.
Not to that extent. That's what I'm saying. It's just a whole nother level of extremity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? We all know somebody who's been, you know what I'm saying, been through some things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But to blatantly have it to like you and the family just cool and y'all chilling, and it's like, nah. You know this person that did is basically a pedophile, and you not taking the school out. You know what I'm saying? You like, oh, well, take care of your kid. What? Take it. You know what I'm saying?
And this is what I'm gonna do for y'all, right? I'm gonna show y'all hit close to home for me, right? So I remember when this happened.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle, trapped in a cycle of opioid use, withdrawal, and craving.
Columbus police have arrested a 27-year-old man accused of raping and impregnating a 10-year-old girl. That girl's story has made it internationally. The headlines in the wake of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade have been out there, allowing Ohio's heartbeat bill to go into effect. And we thank you for joining us. First at 4, I'm Brad Johansson.
I'm Jennifer Bullock. That 10-year-old traveled to Indiana to terminate her pregnancy. NBC4's Alan Henry has been digging into this case. And Alan, what do we know about it so far?
Well, Jen, Brad, because this case involves a child victim, a lot of the details have been under wraps or are still unknown to protect the identity, privacy, and safety of that child. Here's what we do know. 27-year-old Gershon Fuentes appeared in court this morning facing a charge of rape, a first-degree felony. Columbus Police Detective Jeffrey Hoon testified, saying the case was referred to him by Franklin County Children's Services. The investigation started on June 22nd with detectives meeting with the pregnant child and her mother. 2 days later, on the 24th, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Detective Hoon says on the 29th, the girl received a consultation and on the 30th, aborted her pregnancy in Indianapolis. The detective went on to say that the, quote, product of conception was now in CPD custody. Yesterday, detectives said they issued a search warrant on Gershon Fuentes, collected a DNA sample from him, and are now waiting to see the results. Now, prosecutors had sought no bond for Fuentes, citing him living in the country illegally and the severity of the crime. His lawyer, however, said he had no record and cited his 7 years in the community working at a Dublin cafe. Fuentes was given a $2 million bond, and if convicted, prosecutors say he could face life in prison. Jen?
Alan,
Right. Y'all remember that? I covered that story. Red covered that story. Right.
Yeah, product of conception. What kind of sickness is that?
Yeah, it sounds demented. So I'm just saying, y'all have amongst y'all a legal immigrant population of the Latino culture. Y'all have a high concentration of this behavior being displayed by specifically y'all's men, young men. I'm pretty sure some chicks out here that are freaky as hell too, but y'all's young boys just seem to be, this is what goes on. That just leads me to think that in y'all's home countries, this is something that is not only accepted, right? Not something that is just accepted, but it's the norm that's accepted, right? I mean, you know, that's true to an extent. It could be, you know. But the thing is, and this is the point of the night's show, is that y'all Latinos carry yourselves as if, how can I say this, man? As if y'all better than us. Right? And that's through y'all's indoctrination via South America. Being brought over here by the Portuguese and the Spanish and all that stuff, right? Or being enslaved and taken over by them in your various Central South American countries, as various in the Caribbean islands as well. You know? And y'all have adopted this ideology clearly from the slave master. And it's been ingrained into the fabric, freaking fibers of y'all psyche. So much so that it's a huge concentration in the illegal immigrant population that are sexual deviants. And I can't help but think that it's being done on purpose. Because like I said, we ain't having the cream de la creme of y'all societies come up here in our country. It is the absolute worst people in y'all society. The dregs of y'all society. The violators, the criminals, the drug dealers, the gangbangers, the molesters, the freaky, creepy ass dudes. There's criminals everywhere, man. Every country has criminals. A criminal class, so to speak. Right? It's just in y'all's countries, Central South America specifically, they are highly, highly corrupt and very violent and unruly, putting our ghettos to shame. I saw City of God. We all saw City of God. Yeah, exactly. Daniel Valencia. Like I said, we got sexual deviancy amongst us FBAs. I'll be the first to admit that. Like I said, I was in prison with these guys. So I know they out there. But at this level, though, you don't see us. We're not sitting up here breaking into people's houses, not being reported anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's not happening as often as it is amongst y'all, especially with the increase and influx of illegal immigrants into our country from y'all's countries. All right. You stand here doing all that typing in the comment section, Daniel, you should hit the link and come up here and spit your game and talk your shit. Right? I want y'all to know when y'all come over here to this platform, if y'all decide to do, right? If y'all do, right? Understand that when you tap in with me, and this is not, well, I mean, I guess you could say this is me being kind of cocky and arrogant. I guess you could say that, but I'm not. I'm just keeping it 100. Everybody who tap in with me will vouch for me. I'm a very well-versed and studied guy, and that's too much that I don't know about. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm smart enough to know how much I don't know. But it ain't too much y'all coming up in here gonna put me up on me about. I'm just be honest with you. Especially y'all Latinos. And I don't mean that as no disrespect, but my interaction, my experience with y'all is most of y'all are very horribly researched, unlearned, read, and studied. Not saying all of y'all, saying a large portion of y'all, because I done had y'all come up in my comment section sounding like or thinking you know what you're talking about, and you don't know what the hell you talking about.
Because the thing is like honesty will be through your voice. That's the thing, is that it's easy to type because it's easy to type about something, but at least like let us hear your voice and hear what you're really, really about. You know what I'm saying? it's like, it's easy to sit behind type words. You know what I'm saying? But get your words right. You know what I'm saying? When you got to spit your words and typing your words, it's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
There's a difference. And I'm glad you pointed out the form pretty well, because that's a fact. That's a fact. There's a difference between Twitter fingers in the comment section and actually having to articulate self real time on camera. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I just noticed that about a lot of y'all Latinos, man. I got hella love for y'all. I actually like y'all. I'm gonna say I love y'all's culture. I love y'all's food, so I guess you say I love y'all's culture. That's like the best thing out of y'all's culture is y'all's cuisine. It's world renowned. It's absolutely my favorite cuisine, specifically Mexican. Right? I like all Latin food, Honduran food. I've had Cuban food. I've had Dominican food, Colombian food, Venezuela. I've had a little bit of my fair share of everything. Right? And Mexican is my favorite. And that's really major contributions to global society. And that's a huge contribution.
No, it ain't. On the other side of the world, I've actually been to Asia. They ain't serving none of that stuff.
No, they ain't.
Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's like if you go to
tacos over there, Asia,
if you go to Southeast Asia, and especially in like Australia, they got their own version, which is older, of a burrito. It's called a souvlaki. You know what I'm saying? It's actually Greek. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the, you know what I'm saying? So they got their own version of foods that they've actually had way before there was even a Mexican or a Mexico. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now. It's like, so no, they ain't messing with it like that. It's like in this hemisphere, yeah, because of course, you know what I'm saying? This is the Americas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in other, from what I saw and traveling through Asia,
So basically, according to my homeboy, my brethren, the foreign pretty boy, y'all's cuisine don't extend outside of the Western Hemisphere. Oh, that's funny as hell to me for some reason, man.
It's like, I seen like when I was in New Zealand, I saw a Brazilian restaurant, and they did have Gracie martial arts camp down in the South Pacific. I seen that.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I didn't go as no tourist. You see what I'm saying? I lived down there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like it's totally different. So I was there for years, so I seen the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't really out there like that. It's like, it's Americans out there, but it's mainly us and some whites. You know what I'm saying? But and then like and there's a lot of Africans too, because like they're really seeking asylum. You see what I'm saying? Right. they're coming from war.
Where to go?
Yeah, they need some place to go. They're coming from war torn. You know what I'm saying? They ain't just coming for the bag. Talk about, they're gonna kill my family. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't play that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be coming from a war torn country. You know what I'm saying? Where there's war. You know what I'm saying? Where the government is literally murking y'all. You know what I'm saying? For standing up against them. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying?
And that's my hope. Right there, how about y'all go listen? And not to get off subject, but this is coincide with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering all these dudes coming up here committing all these crimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about heinous, atrocious crimes that if me or you commit, they're going to throw the freaking book at us, man. You hear me? Ain't no way in hell we're going to get caught doing some of the stuff y'all be getting caught doing, them illegals I'm talking about, and get let out of jail 3 days later.
Try going to Mexico and doing the same crime.
Exactly. That's my whole point, man. I seen a documentary when I was in the joint, of all places, about Mexican prisons. Because we did get some cable stations in the joint. I'm watching this documentary, on this, man. Do you hear me? And I said, man, I wouldn't dare get locked up in Mexico. You fucking around, get shot in a joint in Mexico, man.
One of my homeboys, like back in
Mexico. Literally.
One of my homeboys back in the day, he never came back. One of my childhood friends got popped, never came back.
Damn. And this is in Mexico?
Yeah, he got caught in Mexico. He was trying to, you know, pull a little lick, you know what I'm saying? Do a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Get him some product, and he got popped.
Ain't seen him since.
In Mexico. Ain't seen him since. And I'm talking about, like, we're talking about 20 years ago. You know, I talked to his sister maybe like 5 years ago, and she said she hadn't even heard from him. They don't play, bro.
Yeah, I don't play no games. I'm already hit. I'm already hit to how them cartels get down, man. You feel me? I'm already hit to how y'all maneuver and everything. But yeah, though, man.
That's 4 cases.
We're gonna drag it out too long. It ain't unnecessary for me to do it. I just wanted to speak on touch on this real quick, and I'm glad that you tapped in. It's like you can give us that East Coast. I mean, you can give us that West Coast perspective, seeing as how California is the catalyst for all this stuff going on across America now. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and spit your game and talk your ish on your last words before we get up out of here. Go ahead, my brother performed pretty good.
Oh, my bad.
No,
So yeah, for real though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like if people are trying to lie about the deviancy, you know what I'm saying? They wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And check your people for doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Is y'all ain't checking these people. Y'all ain't checking them. Y'all ain't putting it down on them. Y'all ain't putting no hurt on them. Y'all ain't putting in no work on them for doing it. And I'm not just talking about the few isolated incidents, you know what I'm saying, because they behind bars. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the ones that's out in the public that you guys know about, that's roaming around, that, you know what I'm saying, that's living amongst y'all, and you know they doing it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about those. You know what I'm saying? Because you know when they coming from across that, you know what I'm saying, that border, you guys know, the ones that know, they got family members over there that's doing dirt. They know who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you don't check them when they get here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the couple of few. I'm talking about collectively. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and then you come over here and crap on us. You know what I mean? It's like we ain't did nothing to y'all. You know, we've never created no laws to oppress you. You know what I'm saying? You guys come in our neighborhoods, live amongst us, be cool with us until you get some sense of power, and then you start sticking us in the back. And that's just common. It's like, pretty sure a lot of us got one of them stories. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, check your folks, man. Get your folks in order. You should be happy. If anything, you guys should be happy that they shipping those people out. You know what I'm saying? And if they got it, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta ship out a bunch of innocents to get, it's basically, look, it's just the US way, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? If you gonna go and when they hunted for Osama bin Laden, right? They went, and he was the target, even though it was like all a fallacy anyways, and it was our fault. And what they took out thousands to get to him. You know what I'm saying? They took out thousands. You know what I'm saying? And if we got to take out thousands and send thousands of y'all back to get to 5 or 6, that's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And you guys can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people gonna catch strays, and that's just how it is. That's what it is in war, because we are at war. You know what I'm saying? We are getting invaded. You know what I'm saying? Our women and children are getting dealt with. You know what I'm saying? It's happening, and you guys can deny it. You can lie, Tino, all you want. You know what I'm saying? But if just this, let's put the shoes on the other feet, and let's say it was like United States citizens coming over to your country. You know what I'm saying? That you grew up in, that your parents live in, and that your kids grow up in, and that your girl family members come in, and we just come over there, and you getting all and the Mexican government decides to give us a bunch of free stuff and a bunch of things, and we just go on a tangent and start hurting your children and your women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, think about it. How would you guys think about that? What government in the world would just let that happen to their children and their women without taking action? You know what I'm saying? If anything, you gonna clean house. You coming through, smash it. Oh, you was there? You was there when this happened? Guess you gotta go too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's your cousin? You gotta go too. Oh, that's your cousin's cousin? You gotta go too. That's your cousin's nephew's sister? You gotta go too. They all gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are not checking your people at that border. Period. All right, bro. I'm out,
All right,
man. And
you
you're not checking.
already
And you're
know,
not.
bro.
And you're not checking them. The ones that are here that are legal, they know when are come. They, mijo, Jose, he's going to be coming at like 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, he's going to be there. Do you think that you could, let him come through? Just turn around. You know what I'm saying? Even ICE, they need to be cleaned out. Them fools, DEA, they need to be cleaned out because there's plenty of them have been compromised, and we know that because it's already been, they've been telling these fools they coming. Who you think that's coming from? You know what I'm saying? The ones that's been compromised, them anchor babies. You know what I'm saying? They've been compromised. They'd be like, oh, they coming. Guess what? Consuelo, they're coming. They'll be here at like 12:30. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? All right, fam. Thank you for letting me come up and spit my.
Yeah, you already know. You're always welcome to come up. You already know, brother.
You know what I'm saying? I just want somebody. I just want people to challenge me. You know what I'm saying? On what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If it challenge me and prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Prove me wrong. Challenge me and prove me wrong. Because I got plenty evidence. I got names, numbers, and addresses. You know what I'm saying? It's just not coming off the head. I ain't freestyling this.
Right.
All right, Virgil. Peace, man. The poor pretty boy.
Brother.
Mama said God don't like ugly, and that's cool. Jehovah's Witness won't bug me. I'm out.
Art than the former pretty boy. The former pretty boy. But yeah, you already know what it is, man. That's the show, man. You know what I'm saying? I see none of y'all wanted to come up. Daniel Valencia, but you say you're at work, so you're at work. I can dig that. Listen, man, y'all more than welcome to tap in. We're gonna be having more conversations like this because listen, I don't want y'all to think that I don't like Latinos, that I hate Latinos, because I don't. I don't like all y'all, but I don't like all black folks. So, you know what I'm saying? But the conversations will be had, and everybody's more than welcome to join. You know what I'm saying? We got to get fair and balanced. If we want to be fair and balanced, we have to have all representatives of all cultures, as many as possible, speaking up. Therefore, now, do I speak on behalf of all black men? Hell no. I speak on behalf of a very small collective of us. Yes, I do. I don't speak for all, though. All right. But when it comes to being the face and the poster child of sexual deviancy, illegal immigrants from Latin countries take the cake. There is no legislation specifically passed, specifically mentioning foundational Black American men in it. There is, however, specific legislation pertaining to illegal immigrant Latin men with the Laken Riley Law or Act. All right. Rest in the essence to Laken and everybody else who lost their life as a result of freaky, creepy ass Latino dudes. And I mean it straight like that, Jack. Listen here, tap in with us tomorrow. I'm about to print it up right now. We got the Tuesday night wrap up going on tomorrow. Me and my brother King Elms, Listen Guarantee, my brother Tox. We'll have everybody else in the building. Tap in, walk with us. We will be discussing this week's latest trends and current events. You know what I'm saying? Trending topics and everything to do with the sports. You know what I'm saying? With sports. You know what I'm saying? NFL is over with, so we focus on the NBA. We're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to talk about Luka and AD and all of that. Tap in, walk with us. We're going to talk about Clarissa. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the boxing this weekend. We're going to talk about the matches and all of that. We're going to talk about boxing coming up. You know what I'm saying? Tank versus what's the boy name? You know what I'm talking about. Can't think of his name right now. It's slipping my mind right now. But yeah, man, we about to get into all of that tomorrow, man. So make sure y'all smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. And I don't use this terminology, right? As far as when I'm talking about the word king. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, man. When I look at the 4 piece, I'm at work too, man. So you know. Right? You know what I'm saying? We about to get up out of here, man. And I think it's only right that I play this song right here, man. You know what I mean? I don't get in the habit of calling myself a king or any of you brothers that. I'd rather call y'all my brethren or my brother. You know, it's only one king, man, over here, man. It's only one king, and he ain't me. I'll tell you that. It ain't me, and it ain't you over either. Right? Not over here, it ain't anyway. So smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Appreciate everybody tapping in the show all night. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate my brother, the former pretty boy, always coming in and adding his 2 cents, spin his game, talking his ish. You dig? I appreciate that. You already know what it is, man. Appreciate that, Dave Valissa, man. You're more than welcome to come back to the show. We will be touching on this subject again and again and again and goddamn again. You hear me? E&E every day, all day, no days off. Tap into with us tomorrow, 9 p.m. We will be having the E&E Sports Tuesdays, Tuesday night wrap up. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button, click on the subscribe page, share with social engineering. You already know what it is. Support your interest. Let's go. We is monetized over here at A Real Talk Podcast. Hit that super chat, hit that super like, hit that super gift, super thanks, all of that. Hit that cash slap. You did. Tap in, walk with us.
Necessary.
What question is? Going to hurt.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tea. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. The girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopied. Caught up on film, flow, tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like 10 million blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep my
kings.
grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, shit be gone in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas get to use the whole. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in a cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop, any wicked judicial system. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.